these are metaphors for thinking about emotional supportive relationships in the context of depression research. The first one, the sandcastle, is just the idea that well-being is like a sandcastle. It takes only a minute to break down into depression and such a long time to build up again. And then the second and third metaphors, the fire engine, support which only arrives in an emergency and is rather noisy, as compared with the milk van, quiet daily delivery of a nourishing project. So there are different sorts of support, and the fire engine is very appropriate in certain circumstances. The milk van would be hopeless in a fire. I'm mentioning here another of our interviews that we developed, the seeker or childhood experience of care and abuse. Just because very often if you're using only the AAI, you may not get fully contextual information about exactly what happened when someone was growing up. You certainly get a wonderful narrative, but if you really want to assess how severe the childhood experience of neglect or psychological abuse was, you need perhaps some further systematic probing questions, which you certainly wouldn't automatically get from the AAI. And this slide shows some of the subcomponent scales that we've used. And this next slide is again a model of depression, childhood abuse and neglect, and how they lead to insecure attachment styles, low self-esteem, and as a result, lack of crisis support in adult life. So that when a severe life event or difficulty happens, you're 4 times more likely to develop depression than somebody who gets really good emotional support after the subject has a humiliating crisis event.